Doña Fina lived in a nice little cottage with a small vineyard in the backyard. Her cottage was near the Andes Mountains. She was famous for having many rabbits in her backyard. Camilla and Grono decided to pay her a visit and they entered the cozy cottage. A few rabbits ran out of the cottage when the door opened. Doña Fina immediately set the table near the fireplace and served everyone some hot soup. The large fireplace emitted a golden glow that covered everyone. Camilla and Grono loved her cooking. Camilla asked, "What is the soup made of?" Doña Fina said, "All things are made of smaller things." "Even a grain of rice?" asked Grono. "Yes, even a grain of rice," said Doña Fina. "Even half a grain of rice?" said Grono. "Yes, even half of a grain of rice," said Doña Fina. Grono realized, "I have a toy truck made out of small blocks. Each of the blocks looks the same, but together they form a truck. And my friend has a toy car made out of similar blocks." Doña Fina said, "Yes. They look different because of the way the same blocks were organized or put together." Camila then asked, "Are all the things we see too made of similar blocks, even though things look different from each other? For example, the wood forming the tabletop looks very different from your ceramic mugs." Doña Fina served them some more soup and said, "Yes, they are all made of similar blocks. Things are made out of atoms, 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 spelled atoms. Every object we see, whether it be food, toys, water, or even clouds, is made from groups of atoms. They are the building blocks of all things." "Even us?" asked Grono. "Yes," said Doña Fina, "we too are made up of many, many, many atoms." "But how come the things look so different from each other if they're made from the same type of thing?" Doña Fina explained that they look different because the atoms are organized and put together in different ways for different things. She said it's just like the way clay can be shaped to take on different forms. Grono said, "Yes, I made a clay boat once, but it didn't float very well. I made it too heavy." Camila added that she once made a flower pot out of clay. "Oh, I hear the doorbell. It is Catface Laguna. He is bringing me some fish from his restaurant, the Penguin. I will use the fish in my stew. We can all eat the stew together." "Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a beautiful day. Doña Fina, here is the best catch of the day," said Catfish Laguna. Grono asked Catfish Laguna, "Do you know about atoms?" "Oh, yes, I do. They are those very, very small things one can't see, but they make up everything. At the restaurant, we know that big things are always made of smaller things. Let me give you an example. Our salad is made up of pieces of lettuce, tomato, and fennel. These fine fish I have here are made of bones, scales, muscles, and other things, but each of those things is made of atoms." Doña Fina added that there are people who study these atoms and what things are made of. Catfish Laguna said, "Yes, there are. The science of chemistry is all about what things are made of. It is about chemicals and other things that make up all the stuff around us. A chemist once told me that diamonds, which are clear and shiny, and black petroleum, which is dark and thick, are made of the same kind of atoms. I believe he said they are both carbon atoms. I could not believe it. I never thought of a diamond the same way again. Doña Fina added, I heard that each atom contains only 3 things, but we can talk about that later. Only 3 things, said Catface Laguna. Each atom has only 3 things? Now I never knew that. I wonder how those scientists figured that one out. Maybe they had a very big magnifying glass. Perhaps, said Doña Fina, but right now I have to start making the stew. And cooking itself is a bit of chemistry. It is like a chemistry experiment. And for this experiment, I will be sure to have a lot of potato in it, as that is Mr. Laguna's favorite ingredient in the stew. Now, just as a dish has ingredients, each thing around us is made up of smaller things. Those are its ingredients, and chemistry is the study of this. And my tummy will have fun with those yummy atoms, said Catface Laguna. He then told one of his funny stories. He said, We once had a chemist visit our restaurant, the Penguin. The chemist asked me, What is in the soup of the day? I said to him, holding my tray of dishes, I said, You know what's in it. A bunch of atoms. And everyone laughed.